amazed at what this guy's been able to do. He was so consistent. I mean, I wasn't that consistent. I mean, I won a lot of majors, but he's incredible.
Él se perfilaba para ser un grande indudablemente, pero fue mucho más allá de lo que por ahí todos creíamos.
He's definitely one of the most dominant players of his time. Obviously winning all 4 majors on all surfaces.
Serve very well, volley very well, forehand good, backhand good. So for that reason, he's the best of the world.
He's unbelievably fast. He's a super athlete.
He's definitely the most successful. His level or his average of playing is just so much higher than anybody else.
I'm so happy that all my hard work has paid off 10,000 times more than I ever thought it would.
Ever since 1877, the great and good of the tennis world have travelled to London to take part in the world's oldest tournament, Wimbledon, the most prestigious of the 4 Grand Slams, and the one that every player wants to win. The Honours Board of the All England Club is full of illustrious names, and in 1998, another emerged, Roger Federer. The 16-year-old from Switzerland became junior champion, following in the footsteps of Bjorn Borg and Pat Cash, both winners of Junior Wimbledon, who went on to take the senior title. Federer would become arguably the greatest player in the history of the game. Yet those present that day were unaware that they were witnessing a legend in the making.
I was fooling around back in the day, with my friends saying, oh, I've won Wimbledon, and is it real or is it just a dream? And then eventually when you become, a professional tennis player and I've won the Junior Wimbledon, then you get much closer to reality and you think, well, maybe it is possible after all.
Roger Federer was born in 1981 in Binningen, a village just outside Basel, close to Switzerland's borders with Germany and France. As a schoolboy, Federer showed early promise on the court and joined the Old Boys Tennis Club in Basel. And like all youngsters, he had his idols.
My first tennis memories must be when I picked up a wooden racket first up and the white tennis balls back then, and then watching Becker and Edberg play at Wimbledon in the finals. I was sitting in the living room watching them play. The Becker boom, it was huge in Switzerland when he made the breakthrough and he won at such a young age. Edberg was so well liked around the world and with his playing style that they were automatically a big influence on the way I played. I also had a one-handed backhand, so I was obviously also looking usually always for a one-handed backhand too to have as an idol.
The club has named one of their courts in his honour, and those still there remember his early days.
He was just a normal boy who liked to have fun on the court, in the training, and in the matches he was very eager. He always wanted to be, from the first day, he wanted to be #1 in the world.
As Federer grew, so did his ambition. The Swiss tennis fraternity was starting to take notice.
I joined the National Tennis Center in Switzerland when I was 14 years old, and I moved away from home, stayed with a family from Monday to Friday that weren't my parents, and I was homesick. This is, I think, my first big sacrifice I did as a player.
Today, Federer is renowned for his calm demeanour and ability to handle pressure. But that was not always the case.
I really had to adjust, I had to work harder, become more serious, not get upset on the court anymore, because I was really acting bad, when I was younger.
In 1999, he made his debut at a Grand Slam. The 17-year-old was ranked 111th in the world and faced reigning US Open champion Australian Pat Rafter in the first round of the French Open. Federer took the first set, eventually losing 3-1. Those who knew him best, though, could see Federer was a star in the making.
I've always thought that he'll become a tennis professional, that he will become a good player, because already when he was very young, you could see he had so much talent, but I would have never thought that he will, get as good as he got.
His first ATP Tour title arrived in February 2001. He won the Milan Indoor Open, defeating France's Julien Boutet in the final. Federer was quickly making a name for himself on the circuit.
I saw it in the early ages of his career, where he already had some potentials, but also some, missing points, and then when he started to work more serious and work a lot also physically and mentally, he all of a sudden then surprised everybody.
Nowhere would this be more evident than on the grandest stage. Federer's love affair with Wimbledon began with that junior title, and in 2001 he caused one of the biggest ever upsets in Wimbledon history. Round, he defeated four-time defending champion Pete Sampras, ending the Americans' unbeaten run of 41 matches at Wimbledon. Two years later, Federer went all the way to the final, his first in a Grand Slam event. He faced Mark Philippoussis.
Walking on the court, was tough. I was very nervous going into the match, just knowing that this is a big opportunity. The Philippoussis match for me was real difficult in some ways, because all of a sudden I made it through to my first Grand Slam final and I was the favourite.
Up to then, the Australian's opponents had struggled against his big serve, but not Federer, whose confidence belied his inexperience. He raced to a two-set lead. Philippoussis had no answer. The third set went to a tiebreak. The tiebreak went to Federer. And at 21, he'd won his first Grand Slam.
I played fantastic tennis once more, and I was able to win. And I remember the emotions were just too much for me. It was similar to when I beat Sampras in 2001. I had tears in my eyes, and I was just so happy to share this moment with my family and friends.
A lot of people came from Basel and home, and it's so nice, to share this moment. And
who stood in his way?
I was really nervous going into the match, because Andy beforehand was playing well, and he always gives me a fright. He came out playing so aggressive, like I'd never seen him play before. He totally changed his game plan.
Roddick took the first set 6-4.
I came back really strong in the second set. I was up 4-love, but he broke me back twice, and all of a sudden I was in a tough battle in the second set, and I won that after all.
With the match tied at 1-all, Federer had to dig deep. He took the third, and Roddick wilted. And at 5-4 in the fourth set, Federer had championship point.
That was for sure my hard-fought Wimbledon win. I had to really play exceptional tennis, and especially play well on the big points, because I had to save so many opportunities.
In 2005, Federer was looking for a third successive Wimbledon title. Across the net again, and he won.
The third time around, I was going in there, I felt as a bit more of a favourite, and I did play very well. I was pretty much always in control. I came through and played really, really well, so that was kind of for me like a proof, I'm still the best on grass.
Federer won in straight sets and became only the third man since the Open era began in 1968 to win 3 consecutive Wimbledon titles.